Well, you can see here, did a Cardano price prediction video. The date was December 26, 2024. You can see this video had over 28,000 views. It was my price prediction for Cardano for 2025 back in the end of 2024. Now, I'm going to share my notes with you here in a second, but I think it's time to give an updated Cardano price prediction for not just the end of 2025, but the end of this market cycle, which I think will still be happening like normal cycles at the end of this year. So either end of Q3, middle of Q4, so pretty much September through the end of November for ADA. Now, a lot has changed, a lot has not changed. Let's take a peek at my notes from 2025. Now, if you haven't watched this video, I'd highly recommend you go watch the previous one that, again, I showed you on the wall. But this was my notes, okay? My theory for the market cap, or my prediction for crypto's overall market cap, was 10 trillion. I'm not changing that, okay? I am going to change my low and my base case for ADA in terms of dominance. This is how I figured out how much per coin each ADA would be worth. I didn't throw some bullshit number out there. I took actual data, my subjective data as far as where I think it's going, and we did the math on dominance. We'll do the same thing in this video, but obviously we're going to adjust. So back in the old prediction video, my low end target, well, actually, let's start here. Current ADA dominance was 0.97 cents. We've dropped nearly 50%, nearly down to 0.6% after reaching a high of 1.32%. This high was achieved in March of this year, and since dominance for ADA has fallen 55%. Now, my low end was 0.85, which we are currently trading well below at 0.6. My high end was 4%, and my base case was 2.5%. Now, I will be adjusting my low and my base. I'm not going to talk about the high for today, but my low end was, well, what would be the reason that ADA would go from 0.97 at the time to 0.85? It was treasury mismanagement, which we haven't had. No midnight. We technically still don't have midnight, but it's happening. No Bitcoin DeFi, which again, technically we don't have. And no retail. This is the big one. We still don't have retail. We have a little bit of retail, but we don't have that influx of retail that every cycle is used to. So that's going to play a key pivotal role in what I'm going to talk about. So my low end number for ADA is going to be 0.75%. Now, if we do the math on $10 trillion, and by the way, this was a price prediction for one altcoin. You'll have to wait and see which one it was. So we do 10 trillion in overall crypto market cap. We multiply that by what I said was 0.75% dominance for ADA. That would give it a market cap of $75 billion. Now what we do is we go to CoinMarketCap and we look at, well, how many ADA tokens are currently circulating? 35.37 billion. So we take this number divided by $35.37 billion, and that's going to give us a price of $2.12 for one ADA. Now, that is on the low end. That is with retail continuing to not come in. That is with, let's say, midnight is not as successful as people think they are, and we don't get that RWA buzz that we're expecting. And Bitcoin DeFi, although it's starting to become live, Cardano just doesn't grab any market share. It grabs maybe like a less than 5% market share. I think those could all be contributing factors to Cardano hitting that low end of dominance of 0.75. Now let's go back to my base case, which again, back in 2024 was 2.5%. With Cardano dominance currently sitting at 0.6% and our high being at 1.3%, I do think Bitcoin DeFi and just a sprinkle of retail can take this thing up to that 1.5 to 1.75% dominance, which is less than what we were expecting coming into the beginning of the year. Now, at the time of recording, which is July 1st, 2025, you will be seeing this video about 7 to 10 days later. So about 7 to 10 days after. So keep that in mind. But I'm looking at my base case. I'm going to go 1.75% per ADA token, and we do the same math. 10 trillion times 1.75%. I can do that math in my head. That's $175 billion market cap divided by, again, if you watch my other video, you know my short-term memory, 35.37 billion circulating divided by 35.37 billion tokens circulating gives you a price of just shy of a $5 ADA. Now, that is my base case, okay? 10 to 20% market share in Bitcoin DeFi, Cardano gets. Retail starts coming in. We don't get the frantic retail, but we get a little bit of retail. Midnight is a success. Massive amounts of Cardano wallets are created because, well, to get the airdrop, you have to claim it on Cardano, and people stay. More dApps come. I think that could push it to the base case of that 1.75% dominance, which again, $5 ADA. I'm not going to go over the high case, but I think we all know if you watch our live show, which by the way, Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, you should come check us out. I've talked about a $7 to $12 Cardano. I still think that's in play on the higher side, but base case, $5, low case, $2. You look at where the price is now, and we can go to an ADA dollar chart as I pull it up here. 54 cents at a high side, that's almost a 10x from here. Low side, that's what, a 4x from here. Still pretty damn good if we're not expecting mass amounts of retail to come in and a project that we know is not going to zero. We don't know anything for certainty, but feel pretty confident, Charles and the team, that Cardano is not going anywhere, but it still needs a little bit of work to do to hit that base case. So I hope you enjoyed this price prediction. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. $2 low end, $5 base case, high end, still at that $7 to $12. Are you in agreement? You have different thoughts? Let us know in the comment section. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ping the notification bell. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.